Well, it's funny that you mentioned phones because here in my hand is my Backbone, and then here in my hand is my other Backbone that came in. So I bought the PlayStation Backbone, and you might be wondering why. Because it's the same.
Yeah, well,
it's basically the same as the regular one.
Right.
I don't know if y'all ever learned anything about assumptions. But, you assume something.
Yep.
It makes an ass out of you and me.
That's how you spell it. That's how you spell the word, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Oh, so the assumption is correct?
Yeah, no, they are 100% the same. Truly no different other than this is white.
Okay.
This is black. And the face buttons are, your triangle, square, X, and circle. And the material that the buttons are made out of is the PlayStation glossy plastic, you know what I'm saying? Like the see-through kind of plastic, as opposed to just the matte, black buttons of the regular Backbone. There are absolutely no differences. Some people thought that, as soon as reviews came out, this was pretty quickly disproven, but some people thought oh, maybe it'll have resistant triggers. No, that would be really cool, but no. Because also they don't have the same that would be tough because they don't have the same, how do you say, degrees of movement as a regular controller would. So playing Returnal on this would probably not work, which kind of is a bummer because this is the PS5 controller, so those games Returnal or Ratchet and Clank or even Astrobot, I don't think would really translate well. It does have the PlayStation logo on the back of it, but this is not, if you don't have a Backbone, or if you have a Backbone and you're ooh, should I get the new PlayStation one? Unless you want a white one that has buttons that correspond with what's on screen, don't do it. But if you don't have Backbone, this is awesome.
Yeah, I think it seems like more of a product that if you don't have one yet and you're a PlayStation first kind of player, that's the one you should get because you'll have your button prompts correct on your PlayStation.
But I guess my whole thing is so I've used PlayStation Remote Play a little bit because I work up in my room, and then I've got a PlayStation stuff downstairs, and so when I was doing guides for Stray, it was just a lot easier for me to just stream it to my phone as opposed to being downstairs, having to go up and downstairs. That said, other than that, I don't think PlayStation streaming is that good. I think that Xbox's streaming is way better, and the xCloud stuff is just really, really, really great. So this might be something good for people who are using the PS Now stuff. I don't know what that's like remotely, but this is if PlayStation is your primary thing and you're doing a lot of remote play, do this. But otherwise, I think the black one was it's the same thing. It's just you want the face buttons to match up.
Did you get the because for my Backbone, I have one of the 13 Pros, so my camera's too big for it. Did they give you that?
So the only difference is that comes in the box.
Okay.
For this, so I have that.
That's
nice. Yes, that's a really great, just little added bonus because if you bought this and didn't know, that would kind of suck.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's the Backbone, and the Backbone's awesome.
Yeah.
But
I think
streaming PlayStation games is not as awesome as streaming Xbox games using xCloud stuff. So
I would challenge that slightly. I think I've had better experiences using the Remote Play app when I'm just controlling things on my actual console with the PlayStation. But if I'm streaming a game, I have had better results streaming the game on my Xbox.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
No, totally.
The one feature I wish that they fixed on this, and I'm not asking for the adaptive triggers. I'm not asking for that kind of stuff. When you go to press the PlayStation Home button,
and that's the thing.
It's stupid.
It is it's four. I'm exaggerating. It is enough additional taps on the screen that it's what the hell am I doing here?
Right.
As opposed to it would just be great if you just had that PlayStation button. Also, I think that this falls short a little bit. I think like the DualSense and DualShock controllers are more complex than the like Xbox controllers for the simple fact that they have the touchpad in the center. And there's no, I mean, I don't know how you would do that, how you would remedy that on a controller like this. But there's no touchpad support. So I want to try it out with something like Ghost of Tsushima, which, you know, the touchpad is pretty essential to playing that game. You know, you swipe up to see where to go next. You swipe, I think, down to like sheath your sword and whatever. And I'll be curious if doing that on the screen will just like fuck the camera. You know what I mean? Like,
so from what you have to like touch the screen and then touch it. So it's almost like if you want to touch the touchpad button, you have to like double tap it, which is a little bit annoying. I don't know. I think for the most part, I'm not. This isn't a complaint with the Backbone. I still think the Backbone is one of the best streaming or the best phone controllers I've ever used.
Yeah.
I just feel like when Sony is like branding with Backbone, they could have put a couple of interface things in there to have made it a little bit better. So that I think that's the part that's disappointing. Not so much they don't have the same innards as the other controller, because I don't want the Backbone to be $150 because they have adaptive triggers.
Right, because to me this doesn't necessarily feel like a PlayStation product.
Right, exactly.
This feels like something that they got the, you know, that they were allowed to use the PlayStation face buttons on.
Yeah.
But because of it's like not 100% in sync with what the DualShock or DualSense controller does. It's a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah,
But again, the Backbone's awesome, so what are you going to do?
Backbone rocks.